Hey guys, Kevin Cage back with another cryptocurrency update. Welcome to the channel. Like and subscribe if you're serious about the digital asset space, and let's get right into the information today. One take and uncut. Guys, huge news. As we know, the global stock markets overall, not just the US, the global stock markets have lost $6 trillion in value within 6 days. This is absolutely absurd. Now, a lot of you guys, what is happening, and I know Greg Manarino has referenced this, he says that we're witnessing a pan sell-off. This puts pressure on not only the stocks, but it also puts pressure on the precious metals, gold, silver, and cryptocurrency as well initially. Now, this is typical, it should be expected, and in his opinion, these pan sell-offs present buying opportunities for both metals and cryptocurrency. Check this out. So Matthew Linney here. Apple and Microsoft lost more value in 1 week than the value of the entire digital asset space. This is to show, guys, how nascent and how early we really are. The money has not even flowed into cryptocurrencies yet. Now hold still. Early days, be happy you know of this opportunity. Check out these declines in valuations this week alone. Apple down 173 billion, Microsoft down 155 billion, Google down 115 billion, Amazon, Facebook, they're down, 50s of, and hundreds of billions of dollars. The top companies, as the Dow Jones, guys, is down, roughly 5,000 points since what? It's 29,500 point, earlier this month in February alone. Now, this is going to get a little tinfoil hatty. A lot of you people will probably disagree. I personally don't care because I'm sharing, what I've been seeing in the marketplace from the past few years. There's been, silver bugs with decades of experience in financial markets. I get it. Now, what you have to understand is the media has never been more consolidated. There was something that Spiro shared, and it was this meme just explaining it. The 6 media giants now own 90% of everything we read, watch, and listen to. They use this new disease as just another excuse, a tool to blame it for the reason of this collapse. And we've been talking here for months and months and months, knowing what was coming. Every several years there's something, but I think this year is going to be very, very different. Of course, fear sells better than anything else. This year is very different. We have Brexit, we have trade deals, we have the digitalization, we have the BRICS nations leaving and wanting to leave the US dollar reserve currency status. They want to create this level playing field. We're aware of Bank of England, we're aware of the IMF, the BIS, these groups getting together, and I'm going to talk about it in this video. This all ties in with not only, of course, tokenization of assets, but specifically XRP is the means for this bridge payment. And a lot of you will say, you're reaching. Well, guys, you just have not done the research that I'm seeing on a daily basis. You have to look beyond price and look long term. So literally $3.4 trillion in the US has been wiped out of the stock market in 1 week. The majority, guys, are simply, the CEOs, typical stock buybacks, inflating the market as always, and now they're taking their payday. The middle class, guys, is continuing to deteriorate in front of our very eyes. Back in the day, the middle class was a term used to, describe one household income, the husband or wife being able to work, the other staying at home, supporting their children, maybe having a decent house, the kids could grow up with a college fund, the parents had some money to retire, white picket fence, a dog, whatever, the American dream in people's eyes. That is not the case anymore for more and more people. It is steadily declining, and I'm sure you're aware of it. People are up into credit card debt like you wouldn't believe. And what happens is when people are going into credit card debt and when you actually take credit, you are inflating the monetary supply. You are creating money out of nowhere. This is not asset fractionalization, excuse me. This is literally, reserve banking. This is the whole model that exists today. So you still think, QE, quantitative easing, you can blame political parties, the president. That's all BS, guys. It is the Fed. Bottom line, the Federal Reserve, they are private. They single-handedly run this country, in the United States at least. Now, I could go on and on and on. Obviously, I'm going to be careful what I say so this video does not get blocked altogether. But, QE, quantitative easing, is a monetary policy. Is it the true solution long-term? Absolutely not. It is simply just stalling, if anything. This is just bringing the stock market to all-time highs. It's providing this illusion of liquidity, and not only a liquidity, but a healthy economy. A strong stock market? No, it's an inflated stock market. It does not mean or correlate to a healthy, strong economy. Now, you guys just have to understand that, the Dow's down 5K. It's going to probably retrace, maybe ghost sideways again, and then tank again right when everyone's comfortable. Then they freak out again. There's going to be more fear selling. And what's going to happen and what's predicted by a lot of these analysts is we're going to see a $20,000 Dow. And you know what's even crazier? Some people are so bearish, they're potentially going back to, 2010, 2005 prices, or even a $10,000 Dow this year. Now, I won't believe it until I see it, but honestly, the way things are looking and the way they're propagating fear in this market, anything's possible. Now, one thing I wanted to emphasize is watch crude oil. Crude oil, last time I checked, was around $44. Remember, it was at $50, $52. Once crude starts going down, it cannot prop up this artificial stock market anymore. This is a sign. This is, energy, commodities. Watch these. All right, so watch crude oil and the influence. Now, a lot of people are talking, saying, yeah, it's simply time for a change, reserve dollar status, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying, XRP or a digital asset is going to be the reserve currency. What I'm saying is there's a change coming. We may not necessarily know all the details. We don't need to. XRP could be 1% in a very small component of the bigger plan here. That's what I want to say. And I think that we are lucky enough to be involved in this and at least have a very, very strong hedge in this market. The idea for all of this and this, whole conspiracy with a financial reset and systems, and I know this has always been going on for decades and gold standard, and it pisses a lot of people off. I get it. And again, there's part of me that hopes it happens. There's part of me that will believe it when it happens. There's part of me that doubts. And you have to keep all of that in line. But a lot of people say for a new financial system to truly rise out of the ashes, you need the old one to burn down entirely. If XRP were to play any role, whether it's 1% or 100% of this in transferring value and bridge assets between central banks, or just providing true liquidity for the entire remittance market, or even bigger, the cross-border industry or trade finance, guys, you just have to see the bigger picture, all right? So, banks, corporations, they need to kind of herd people over. We know Fidelity, we know these groups, we know banks can now, and hedge funds, hold and store cryptocurrency. Soon, financial advisors will be able to have products and indices and sell them back to the actual end consumer, the retail people, us, all right? And I know a lot of you are aware of this. I know a lot of you share this information, and I know a lot of you are smarter than that because you see this as a potential hedge to the market. Now, it's really funny, I know, myself included, I feel like a zombie in daily life just walking the streets. And there's this funny quote that Greg Manarino always says that I'm going to start using. And it's, most of us cannot even walk and chew gum at the same time. And I find that very, very funny. Now, the hedges to this market, obviously, precious metals. They're physical. They're scarce. They have utility. We understand that. There's, thousands of years of human culture. We've traded gold and then silver, which I think silver is the most undervalued precious metal in the world, bar none. If you guys watched that video on the other channel that I released on Kevin Cage Uncaged, talking about silver, it's like 7 minutes. It will blow your mind. You will literally want to buy some physical silver right away, and you understand what's really going on. Now, other cryptocurrencies, you already know the list that I'm bullish on. XRP is my number one hold. We understand owning these network protocols. And the cool thing is, we're moving towards a digital landscape, right? Well, sure, gold, silver, physical thing, but we need the tool to actually transfer the value in the digital world as well. And that is what these cryptocurrencies can potentially do, is bridge assets to transfer the value. And then along with that, also transfer information, decentralized Oracle networks. We can talk about security tokenized offerings. We can talk about, any form of asset fractionalization and smart contract automation. You get it. Now, for me, 2020, guys, it's the year. Central bank digital currencies are being developed widely. We're realizing how far ahead they are. Funny thing is, even, was it Switzerland or Sweden with the e-krona? Guys, they already announced they're working on building it on the Corda platform of R3, and their number one settlement mechanism when they go live with it is XRP. This is all just written out. This is all scripted. It's a complete joke to me. I just don't know what else to emphasize to you guys. There's so much happening here. All right. So before I continue this rant and lose everybody, because a lot of people do have short attention spans and can only watch 5-minute videos, I'll probably make this a longer one. Check this out. So we got Awake. So Mr. Level up here. I'll talk to him from time to time. I get it. What he does, though, is cycle analysis, and he's trying to pinpoint everything. Personally, he's helped me hit a lot of nice trades, but for some reason XRP just never really follows suit, or it does something a little differently. So check this out though. So this is based this left picture here is March 2017, I believe, and this is the fractal when XRP did one of its pumps, right? Kind of the pre-pump before it got everyone's attention later in the year when Bitcoin mooned. Now check this. It went right here from, half a penny here all the way up to, it mooned quite a lot, all the way, doubling in price or so. Now, right here, that's kind of what we're looking at. We're looking at that move, but notice this is 12-hour, and now this is drawing on the right side on a 1 day. And this is all Poloniex exchange, one of the older ones, so you have the data. And he's just kind of showing the cycle here and the pattern that occurs. And the funny thing is, this pattern, this algorithm that he sees with the so many hilltops, the little up here, and they call it, gooseneck, and of course, just names that he's giving it. It's really interesting because it does exist, and it's existed in the precious metals market for a long time. This type of algorithm, this pattern that we're seeing. Is it the perfect, algorithm that kind of tricks people? I'm not really sure, but you know what? I'm holding XRP, so I have nothing to worry about, in my opinion. Now, right here, looks like we're going to bottom out around here to stay even with this little hill or, whatever you want to call it. And now he's kind of predicting that, 30 cents and hopefully 50 cents within March. Now, to me, I think this could happen easily. We are long overdue. It has been several years at this point. I remember when XRP was trading at $1 and $2 and it wasn't even being used. And now we have more bullish news than ever before. All right, so let's get into the information. All right, right here. Yep. So Spiro, I just wanted to share this. So again, he was just talking about this, the illusion of choice, talking about media consolidation in the actual giants that really control what we see. All right. So thank you. And also he has a YouTube channel. Just literally type this in SPIRO. He has some great information. And if you watch this video, Spiro, comment down below, guys, and definitely subscribe to this guy. Some great content. He has a really good interview with Greg Manarino as well. All right, CoinDesk here, the investment arm of cryptocurrency project Stellar. And yes, we're talking about Stellar, the hedge to my bet for XRP. So I do hold a small amount of XLM just in case. And again, they've invested in a security token platform that provides emerging economies with access to traditional assets and cryptocurrencies. I already read this article on CoinDesk. You get the gist. STO security tokenized offerings will be absolutely massive if successful. And I think it's going to happen. I know a lot of you have seen the video yesterday when I was talking about, helping with cryptocurrency, immediately helping, things like currencies, and then working its way out, of course, to commercial real estate, then all the way out to equities and things of that nature, and, how hard it is to penetrate these markets and provide actual use cases and utility to them. But it's simply a matter of time. Next, Matthew Linney sharing this. We got KLM Airline to use blockchain solution for intercompany settlement. So, of course, we're going to see more and more of this, kind of their own walled gardens. I just found that interesting. And again, as we can see here, KLM Royal Dutch Airline in partnership with R3. And again, all Corda platform related, guys. We already know the connections. We know R3 owns XRP as well. Big lawsuit between them and Ripple back in the day. CEO of R3 has an NDA and cannot even discuss Ripple. Yes, they are growing the XRP ecosystem in all directions. Of course, we have other giants like SBI as well. And then don't even get me started on Ripple partners like Finastra, a behemoth, the top 48 of the top 50 global banks. Guys, this is plug and play. Connect an API connection. They can use XRP when there's regulation and when they get the go-ahead. And I'm telling you, this is the type of electronic liquidity the world has been needing for a long time. They don't need to rely on this goofy QE, this quantitative easing. All right, this will be true global liquidity and interoperability. You need the cryptocurrency, you need the, blockchain or the, ledger system, and then you also need this type of, interoperability, the standard messaging, the standard languages, the standard everything. Whew. All right, King Solomon, guys, check this out. So this is literally from the ECB, the European Central Bank. So really cool here. I'm just going to be brief on this. If the link is there, I did retweet it as well. King Solomon, definite follow, subscribe on YouTube and Twitter. And this is the only reason I have Twitter, is to keep up with all of this stuff, because look how nice you can make these threads, get some screenshots, and voila. So right here, what do we have here? Major European financial infrastructures join forces, information sharing. Now look at these list of names included and check this out. The initiative brings together central banks, clearinghouses for settlement, settlement, guys, And again, we need that liquidity between that. Stock exchanges, payment system providers, and law enforcement agencies. So we can take a look here. This was just as of the 27th of February. So literally yesterday, ECB executive board member chair says initiative is about protecting people's money. Largest financial infrastructures in Europe to share information to protect themselves against cyber threats, cyber risks. All right, and we're seeing all this as we go here. Talking a little bit about the threats and the stability needed. And then right here, this initiative brings all of these groups together. We can see Banco de España, we can see Luxembourg, we can see Denmark, Deutsche Bank, these banks that are too big to fail. We see clearinghouses, we see central banks. I mean, the ECB alone is a behemoth, of course. We have SIA. We've talked about them. We know SWIFT, no brainer, NASDAQ, and then Target. Remember, with the TIPS initiatives and Target 2, these payment protocols throughout, Europe. We've already kind of gone over that. We've gone over TAS Group, TAS Group. We've gone over Temenos. We've gone over, there's just so many little, payment networks, payment protocols for real-time gross settlement. There's the actual, Fedwire initiatives. There's interoperability between them and the correspondent banking system. There's just so much information, and it's kind of like right in front of your eyes, but you have to be able to dot connect and have some reason of logic. And this is why I'm heavily invested into XRP. Is it risky? Absolutely. It's an all or nothing approach. Either you lose your investment entirely and we were all wrong, which I doubt because of the developments that's going on, and especially how Ripple relies on XRP and they are going public. And it's my bet that XRP will be a higher value before Ripple decides to, IPO. And it's all or nothing, guys. You know it. You're well aware it's either going to succeed or not. And I'm an extreme bull. Some people I talk to, they'll sound conservative. Yeah, I just want to sell it $3, $5. Oh, I want to get out at $20. Guys, I mean, I'll be well off regardless. But I'm telling you, I'm waiting for a very, very high price to unload my bags. All right, so here's a link right here. Next up, Leonidas just sharing this. So this is CryptoX, another exchange lists XRP. Cool thing. And again, do your own research before using any of these exchanges. You don't know how reputable they truly are. You don't know, kind of test it with small amounts. Some exchanges, guys, there can be kind of fake forks of the network. They can just throw a Bitcoin to the exchange. The exchange will list it. No questions asked. The KYC is limited. The AML is limited. There's, I've been scammed before the past few years, and I just don't want you guys to make the same mistake. So I'm looking for exchanges that are FDIC insured. I'm looking for them to have true backing, and that's why my first two, of course, even if I don't always like the fees of Coinbase, is Coinbase, of course, and then Binance US. All right, no brainers. Now, something I want to talk about, Binance US links are in the description. If you do register and your state is able to use it, which I am, I highly recommend it. You register, you get $15 right away. You don't even have to put money on the platform yet. Simply just register. And now, one thing I do is, okay, so trading on the Coinbase app is expensive. They sell the assets at a premium. If you go to Coinbase Pro, the actual trading platform, there's better liquidity. The fees are lower if you want to swing trade. Yeah, absolutely use that. Now, what I like about Binance US is you can connect your bank account. You can, say, put $200, $2,000, whatever, and as USD, and it has USD XRP pair. You can set a limit order. If XRP hits 22 cents, buy. If not, leave it there, and you can always put it back in your bank as US dollars. And those are the things I like to do because the fees are negligible. Now, if you're doing market orders, that can get a little hefty, expensive. Don't necessarily recommend that, right? I feel like I should do some live streams and kind of just, talk with everybody as well. But I don't know. My place gets a little noisy sometimes. All right. You know what? I'm going to close off with just one more point about, let me see here. Right here. So this is I Am Legion, guys. And he was sharing this, and I was referencing this the other day. So IoT, the Internet of Things, we got voice and 5G, and just payment sharing, more articles and developments within this. So look at these screenshots real quick. So voice, this is one of the industries, of course, that is growing. It's going to be a no-brainer. It's already being used today. All right. So voice is growing faster and more powerfully than ever before. This has to do with also the digitization, guys. So pay attention. Consumers are pushing to do more in transacting and navigating the commerce journey, and tech is keeping up. In fact, it is about to get a major boost from the looming 5G upgrades and the rush of bandwidth coming into the mobile ecosystem, guys. The throughput is going to improve. This is going to benefit everybody in every single way, all right? Bringing in incredible reach in terms of networking capabilities and, of course, targeting the unbanked as well. All right, and yeah, see, there wasn't enough throughput. In the past, there wasn't enough bandwidth, constrained by the network capability. Ooh, right here, voice and what will be opened up from incorporating the mobile flows, thousands of hours driven to service calls. So then coming into the world of mobile and IoT, particularly unlocked 5G. All right. So this is more than building a highway provides right here. Okay. Enabling tech doesn't provide services any more than building a highway provides transportation or a reason to go somewhere. However, the capabilities and other things being unlocked imply a layer of services built on top of that technology. I like that. So all in all, better throughput, Internet of Things, of course, whether it's, IO to Tangle. I know there was kind of a big hack there, and it's relatively centralized. You got the Hedera with Hashgraph, you have XRP in the ledgers, you have Bitcoin with a proof of work type of blockchain consensus mechanism, and you can mine. There's going to be proof of stake for, XTZ or ADA, things of that nature. And what is a VeChain? There's a little more specific with the VeChain. It's like a proof of authority. I'm sure you guys know. It's like POA. I was reading about it as well. But a lot of these proof of stake tokens will succeed, in my opinion. But remember, do or die. There's not going to be 5,000 cryptocurrencies. Those 5,000 that are listed on CoinMarketCap, no. Like, if you guys think that you're going to invest in some micro cap that's, ranked 700 and you're going to become a multimillionaire when it becomes in the top 50, sorry to break it to you. But that's highly, highly unlikely, and that's just like winning the lottery. So, with that, guys, I know this was a really, really big rant. If I can ask anything, just be sure to hit the like button. If you want to leave a comment down below, go ahead. Hopefully it's positive. And guys, I appreciate it as always. Remember to check the links in the description. We got tax-free crypto Roth IRAs. We have crypto merchandise, exchanges, cold wallets, you name it. Appreciate all of you as always. Hit that like button. Have a great weekend, and until next time.